I was just in the shop on Bridge Road in Richmond. I think it's Richmond. A shop called Tennis Only, and I bought the bag. So I bought the. I know I'm sort of wearing it. Hang on, let me just wearing the bag there. That's the tennis bag. So it's a Yonex. So yeah, bought the red bag. And it's pretty good. So I'm going to use it for traveling. Now I'm carrying a pack at the moment, but that's because I've got a sleeping bag, a tent, and a mat. But I'm gonna sort of give up the camping option when I head back. I've got to go. I'm going to Melbourne, staying in Canberra for 3 nights, and then back to Sydney. So I'm going to get rid of the tent. I'm going to get rid of the mat and just carry the sleeping bag. Incidentally, the sleeping bag is also red because it's a Spider-Man sleeping bag. And so that was actually quite good getting the kids bag because it was cheaper. Just the fact it's a kids bag and it's slightly smaller. But it doesn't matter. I'm fairly short anyway, so you can yeah. I think that's ideal. Getting kid stuff's kind of ideal if you can utilize it effectively, because it's just going to be cheaper. But anyway, I'm actually here in Richmond, in Mary Street at 107 at Mary Street, and I stayed in this apartment when I was living in Melbourne. I stayed in the top floor on the far right hand side, and I moved here. I stayed at the college in Wakefield Street at Swinburne University. Stayed in the college for a year, and then I moved. Yes, I moved here after the college. I think I stayed here a couple of years, and then moved to Hawthorn in Findon Road. So what was it, 11 Findon Street? After that, and stayed there. Possibly another 2, 3, so maybe another maybe 7 years. But yes, I stayed here for a couple of years, and I'm just kind of. It's not a particularly great block of units, but it was cheap. I think I can't remember. Maybe it was, I don't know, 140 a week, which in itself was quite cheap. It's one of the cheaper apartments in Richmond. Yeah. Now on the tennis front, I'm thinking of this. I'm just thinking of this problem in terms of who is the GOAT, and I think it is quite reasonable to assume that, given the fact that yes, because of COVID, Novak Djokovic, he was unable to compete in 2 slams, and of course Wimbledon 2020 was also cancelled, and so just based on predictions, how many slams would he have expected to win out of those 3? Yes, he may have won all 3, but then again, he could have won none. And so all we can do is say, based on predictions, what was his expected number of slams? And of course, I think we can also do the same for players that kind of retired, such as Pete Sampras and such as Ash Barty, and also players, female players that had to take time off for pregnancy, such as Serena Williams. I mean, Serena Williams, yes, she had the baby, but came back and she won she made 4 consecutive finals, so sort of post baby. So, but the fact is, she had to. You cannot physically play, obviously, when you, over a period of time when you're pregnant. But she did win the Australian Open while she was pregnant, but had to take time off. And so, how many slams would she have expected to win? The other interesting thing about Serena Williams is, yes, she won 23 singles, but she also won 16 doubles, and she got to the 39 slams in total. But most of them were doubles. She didn't play a lot of mixed doubles. I think she won maybe 3 doubles, 3 mixed doubles, and 13, I have to check, and 13 doubles, mainly with Venus Williams. So why didn't you play in more, say, mixed doubles? Well, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't play in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. So I think it's a reasonable argument there to say, if she was able to play in the 3, then how many doubles and how many mixed doubles would she have won? And based on that, how many slams would she win on total? And could she have won, say 64 slams like Margaret Court? So this is sort of quite an interesting sort of piece of analysis I may look at doing. And I need to run my prediction model, so I have to backfill the data in terms of the match statistics. And of course, the same with Rod Laver. He was unable to compete. He won the calendar slam before he was, whilst playing as a professional, and then was unable to compete as a playing as a actually, no, I think he was playing as an amateur, then turned professional, unable to compete. Then in 1968, when it was open to everyone, including professionals, he then won the calendar slam as well. So it's a pretty good indication that he was just so dominant as a player, in between winning those calendar slams. So how many slams would he have won? And based on the 11 singles, could have then got to, potentially, I don't know how many slams. So I think we can do some analysis on this if we run the prediction model based on the match statistics, and that's what I'll look at doing. If you want to sort of determine who is the GOAT, and that's what everyone is interested in tennis. Who is the GOAT, the greatest player, greatest of all time, GOAT. Okay, I'm going to head to. I'm just going to head to Richmond now, and then I'm going to be heading out tonight. I've got a Zoom meeting tonight, and then I'm going to probably head out to. I don't know. I'll probably hit the clubs at Prahran, South Yarra. I mean, it's Saturday night. Got to do something Saturday night, and then tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I've got the Titanic exhibition, and there's actually real artifacts. Now, the only problem is I booked that for 10:15. I should have booked it a bit later, and then I could have gone to church pre going to the museum. But anyway, these things, yeah, it's difficult to kind of think ahead. Okay, and I guess, yeah, well, ideally it's Saturday today, so yeah, so Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and yes, I could have gone to the synagogue, but of course I can't get in, wearing shorts and a t-shirt and a Colombian cap and kind of neon glasses. I probably wouldn't be able to get in. Plus, there's a lot of security as well. So, turning up for a first time in a synagogue is very difficult. So, and that's why I'm sort of was unable to go. And that's why I typically go to churches, because it's, anyone can go into churches. Mosques, I don't know. I don't know about mosques. I haven't been to a mosque. There aren't a lot of mosques around. It's difficult to even find mosques in general. I never came across one in the US, for example. But it's good. You want to go to be part of all religious sort of, institutions and temples, and based on freedom, you should be allowed to go to institutions and temples. Okay, that was the Baron Breaks, Red Baron, and his tennis bag.